Well, you mentioned the Saudi Pro League. One player that they won't be signing is Mohamed Salah because he signed a new deal at Liverpool for 2 extra seasons after this year. And it's just the news that we all wanted, really, because he's just having a fantastic season. He's one of the best Premier League, probably players to have ever played in the division. And now that he's confirmed to be staying, I keep thinking about the type of records he could break because he's only three more. He only needs 3 more assists this season to break Thierry Henry's record. And in the back of my mind, I have Alan Shearer's record. He might need another new contract, but how far do you think he can go? Do you think he can beat Roger Hunt to second place in Liverpool's all-time scoring list? He needs 43 more goals. So what sort of heights will he be able to reach in these next 2 seasons?
Yeah, I mean, you think of the current rate that he scores at, Roger Hunt in the next 2 seasons really shouldn't be out of reach. I mean, he's still got another 6 games left this season where he can get a couple of goals there and, maybe even more. He could bang a hat trick in one of these games. That absolutely is realistic. And then all of a sudden, you really are closing in on it. And I think that Shearer feels a little bit out of reach, but we don't know with Salah. This is the thing, the decline that is going to get him, and it gets everyone, is very, very hard to predict when it comes. And, I say that the argument for him signing a new contract for 2 years this season, all season long, has been, for me, he's probably not going to hit these heights next season, but he will still be Liverpool's top scorer. That's why you have to keep him, because you can't replace those goals going into next season. So if he delivers on that, he's another season closer. He's another 25, 30 goals closer to that target. And then it's, you do start getting close to Shearer, and you start kind of eyeing up whether that is possible. He would need another contract, of course, but I think you can realistically say that I would expect him to finish second on Liverpool's all-time top scorers list, and he's moving up that Premier League all-time top scorers list. He will need maybe another couple of contracts if we start going down to 1-year deals, but you wouldn't bet against him. The way he looks after himself, how Liverpool use him, how Liverpool are aware of the fact that they feed a lot of the goal scoring chances through him, and that's the plan. If they keep doing that, then there's really no reason why he can't keep scoring goals. And Liverpool have made that bet, haven't they, by giving him that 2-year contract. And doesn't sound like he's in any mood to leave and go to Saudi Arabia either. He wants to compete at the highest level for as long as possible. So very difficult to predict when that decline will be. But if there's anyone who can stave it off for 2, 3, maybe even 4 years, it's someone like Mohamed Salah, who, his body is a temple, isn't it? Really looks after himself. He's in great shape. So I'm sure Liverpool fans will be hoping that he can keep banging the goals in for a long while yet.
I remember when he signed the last contract that people were saying that would be his final contract at Liverpool. So if he was to sign, first of all, do you think that he could sign another? Do you think it's a realistic possibility that he could sign another deal after this current one expires? And if he does, would he then, in your opinion, have to maybe adapt his game in terms of maybe moving more central to maybe accommodate his drop off in pace, perhaps? Or just how would you see that playing out?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, I probably would have put myself in the camp of someone who thought his last one would have maybe been his last contract, because, I foolishly put him in the realm of kind of human beings who would start to show signs of decline at this point. But obviously the fact that he's enjoying probably his best season in a Liverpool shirt at the moment, which is, I really did not see that coming at this stage of his career. So he's absolutely earned that new contract and deserves it. And it makes it easier as well, like, because his numbers are so good this season, he's playing so well, been so influential. It makes Liverpool's job straightforward of kind of, this is something we talked about a while ago, and it's very much my understanding that, okay, we'll just do 2 years at the same terms again then. That made it so easy because he's scoring at this ridiculous rate. He is the best player in the world. That's not a difficult decision for Liverpool to make. Obviously, once those numbers start to creep downwards, then it does get a little trickier, and maybe you get to the end of this 2-year deal and kind of the numbers are less and he's more towards kind of 15 to 20 goals a season. And then it's kind of, okay, well, what do we do about terms there? You're probably going to have to take a pay cut. That's when it gets really, really tricky. But as I say, we don't know when that decline is going to come. If it's going to come in the next 2-3 years, maybe he can go a little longer. Maybe a move to a more central position could help him. I still feel like he's got an awful lot more to give. So, he could be one of those like Ronaldo, for example, who continues kind of scoring into the later part of his career. I mean, you'd like to think he's a bit more creative and he offers more to the team in general. And that would be something Liverpool would look at, because they don't just need a selfish goal scorer. They need someone who contributes to the team. But yeah, it's hard to pick out when that's going to be. And, I wouldn't want to sit here now, having probably pretty confidently predicted that last contract would be his last one, that he wouldn't want to sign another year extension, that Liverpool wouldn't want to give it to him, because he wants to play for Liverpool for as long as possible and at the highest level for as long as possible. And so that helps in terms of extending that contract. But yeah, at least we know for now we're going to get another 2 years, and then we'll see how many goals he scores in that time and how easy that makes the next contract discussion.